idea?
My mother, to my knowledge, had no idea. Now, whenever this question of my mother comes up, in this day and age, I think that's very hard for people to understand. We're a lot more aware. And I think we're more tuned into our kids. You know, we're conscious of maybe something like that happening. That said, even today, I know because I have talked to so many victims of incest, how many of them have come forward and tried to tell a mother. And the mother's reaction is, I don't believe you. Don't dare say that about your father. How could you even suggest that? Or your brother, or your grandfather, or whoever that person happens to be. You know, the denial in a family is monstrous. We had no relatives. I mean, my parents, they were, what do you call it, in the labor camps in the war. And after the war, they went to Australia, then they moved to Canada. And so there's no relatives, there's no grandparents, there's no aunts and uncles, sisters, brothers. They are all scattered through the war. So there's no one, just the three of us, which makes it really easy. And for that matter, we didn't have all that many friends other than whoever they made at work, etc., etc. So he really was able to keep me very cocooned, if you want to put it that way. Not necessarily twice in one day, but if you didn't get it that morning, you might have wanted it that night. You know, over time, it might have come down to 3-4 times a week. Who's counting? After a while, you don't care. You're just a piece of meat. You know, you do what he expects you to do. That was my father.